What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in this video today, as you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be doing a comparison of Warzone and Apex Legends and why I personally believe that Apex Legends is better than Warzone, and with the broader question of that, is Apex the best battle royale? And I believe absolutely yes, Apex is the best battle royale right now. So yeah, with all that in mind, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, so I think the first important thing to go over is how old each game is. Apex Legends is the older of the two games and just past 2 years of being out, and Warzone is 1 year old. As of, I want to say at the time I'm recording this, it should be at least 1 year old. And so at this point, each developer has had time to make tweaks and fix bugs and make sure the game is overall really well polished. So in terms of grading each developer, we're going to do it on a scale of 5. Activision has a actual 1 out of 5 in terms of bugs, glitches, exploits, hacks, things like that. And to go into a little more detail with that, if you've been playing Warzone since it came out, the very infamous stim glitch, redeploy bugs, really horrible servers, the hacker issue in that game is just, it's horrible. It's actually so horrible. And they don't do anything to fix it. They haven't added an anti-cheat. The stim glitch has literally been in the game like 7 fucking times. Like, I don't know how long it takes to fix something like that, just to remove the stim in general. Basically, what I'm getting at is Warzone still has a bunch of crippling flaws that make just the overall general gameplay experience unplayable at times. And that's not even getting into weapon balance, the map design, and just frequent updates in general and how much the updates are actually providing to the game. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give Apex a 4 out of 5 in this category because the main problem with Apex, they don't have nearly as many bugs. They may have a few broken items come into the game, but they generally are able to tweak or remove those items within, the day that thing is found, and then have that item fixed and returned to the loophole like 1 or 2 days later. So there are bugs, and that game still has some pretty laggy servers, especially in Masters, Ranked, things like that, where people actually DDoS your servers. But it's nothing to the extent where they don't have an anti-cheat system and things like that Warzone is just extremely missing. So I think the next thing to talk about is weapon balance and gameplay, movement, things like that. And I want to say with Warzone, I'm going to give Warzone a 3 out of 5. And the reason for that is Warzone has metas, and they have pretty okay weapon balance at best. We can talk about all the metas that Warzone has gone through, like with the broken DMR, MAC 10, going all the way back to the M4 at the very beginning of the game. And, after a certain amount of time, you can only play with the same guns that are good so much before you're just like, wow, this is really not fun, and it just feels really stale at some points. I think a big issue with Warzone is actually loadout drops themselves. I think a lot of what makes a battle royale really great is dropping in and then using what you're given to win the game, rather than getting up to this certain point and then getting what you have for game and then just go playing the game out like that. I feel like it takes away a lot of the challenge and a lot of the, in the moment thinking that a lot of battle royales take. Warzone's movement is overall pretty good, but there's some serious flaws with the netcode. Like, I've seen some things where there's like a right hand peek where, you on your screen can be completely behind a wall, but someone else can see you perfectly fine. And, the jump hop exploit where, people aren't even able to hit you while you're doing that hop, and it just overall makes the game really unfun if these exploits are being used against you. Now, Apex in this stat is literally going to be a perfect 5 out of 5. Every gun is viable to an extent. A Mozambique with hammer points still probably won't be as good as an R99, but it's still able to be used all the way up to that. With guns in Warzone, I can't say the same thing. I can't say that I'd be able to use a revolver without snake shots, in the final circle to beat somebody who has an M4A. The movement in Warzone is also really great. You're able to climb. There's no fall damage or anything like that. And the game is more focused on your ability to fight and keeping you in the fight. That way, the fights are engaging with, your abilities, things like that. And I feel like Apex overall, from a gameplay and weapon balancing perspective, is miles ahead of Warzone in that regard. Now, the last thing we'll go ahead and talk about is maps and how the maps play, flow, look, all that sort of things. We'll be going over art style, all that good stuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give Verdansk a solid 3 out of 5, where, this map wasn't designed specifically for Warzone. If you guys don't know this map was built for the special ops, part of the game, and you actually get to go around on the map and things like that. So this map isn't designed for Battle Royale in the first place. They just happen to repurpose, this asset that had been used for multiple different things, so it's not really designed for Battle Royale. Hence why you have 20-story buildings where people just sit on top with snipers, and you have rocks that you cannot climb over. Like, still amazes me how many areas of this game that you aren't even able to use because of how horrible the terrain was set up by the developers. Now, I will go ahead and give Rebirth Island a perfect 4 out of 5 for that, just because Rebirth is really awesome. It's fun, high-paced, Warzone action where I think loadouts work perfectly. I feel like if they took loadouts out of Verdansk and kept them in Rebirth, most of my problems with Warzone's balance would probably be fixed right there. I think Rebirth is awesome. Keep doing what they're doing with Rebirth. It's awesome. Apex, on the other hand, has 3 maps: Kings Canyon, World's Edge, and Olympus. I'm going to go ahead and give Kings Canyon a 4 out of 5. Overall, looks awesome, all that good stuff. World's Edge, 4.5 out of 5. It has a lot of open lanes, big areas for sniper fights, a lot more cover than Kings Canyon, less third partying. It's a lot better in that regard. Then I'm going to go ahead and give Olympus a perfect score, 5 out of 5. The map does everything that Kings Canyon does well, where you have these nice close quarters engagements. It also does the things that World's Edge does with the large open engagements with a lot of cover and a lot of really great areas for great team fights. Third partying is a little bit worse, but honestly, I think the third partying in that map is significantly less bad than Kings Canyon, so I'm going to have to give it a perfect 5. And the map is just gorgeous. Probably one of the most beautiful maps I've ever seen in any video game. The final category will be ranked. Apex Legends has a ranked mode. I think the ranked mode is pretty much perfect where it's at, and honestly, I wouldn't change a single thing about it. And for my experience in it, the only issue is when I get to Masters, most of the games I get into, I just end up getting kicked out just because people are trying to DDoS their way to, Apex Predator. Warzone does not have a ranked mode, yet it still has skill-based matchmaking, which I find to be completely ridiculous. If Warzone doesn't want to get steamrolled by Apex here, they really need to do a lot to improve this game and to win the trust of the fans back that were playing this game a lot. This game means a lot to me. This is a game I was playing a lot during the start of quarantine, and it really sucks to see how low it's kind of gotten as compared to the other battle royales in the market. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We did just hit 300 subscribers, which I am very proud to have hit, so let's keep it going. Let's go to 400. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video, guys. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video.